Welcome back to Retro Wednesday, the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the Remco 1983 Pirates of the Galaxseas. Yes, another knockoff, He-Man knockoff, trying to capitalize on the popularity of Masters of the Universe back in the 80s, especially 1983. Great year to do that, and these figures are different. I mean, out of all of the other knockoffs, these aren't trying to be fantasy warrior kind of stuff. They're just pirates, and they got some bad guy pirates. And it's more like a combination of also knocking off Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe, in a way. But anyhow, this is a little fun toy line. I did get most of this stuff from a friend of mine in a trade. So, gonna be fun to look at this, take a look. Not 100% complete with this line, but doesn't really bother me. We're gonna look at this, talk about each one, and more coming up. Alright, I want to start out with a size comparison with these guys, and here's Patch next to a vintage He-Man and a 3.75 inch Robotech figure, which will represent all of the 3.75 inch figures that were created in the 80s, 70s through the 80s, and as you can see, it is a knockoff, but I will say this, I think that the Remco figures just feel like they're built better, even though they're cheap knockoffs. They don't have the problems in the waist. Like, the waist just feels more solid, and I didn't replace any rubber or anything. And over here, of course, you got rubber breaking down. It's still all original on this guy, but anyhow, I do feel like they're made better, but it also might be that he took better care of his stuff and they were stored better. There, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Patch guy, and he is the first one and that we're going to take a look at, and he's got a patch on his head, on his eyeball there, and he's got a red strap, which I think is supposed to, there was actually some tape on it. It's supposed to kind of tape up. Maybe I'll tape it up, but it does still, the little stickiness, hold. So there's his strap. It's got a buckle on it. He's got a vest. That's a cloth vest. So this line did have a lot of cloth goods, which makes it a challenge. All the cloth goods, or even the vinyl add-ons, especially to these smaller knockoff kind of lines, are much, much harder to get than, say, like with the He-Man, and he's got rubber or plastic parts. It's much easier. Plus, there's way more. Just even tracking down a He-Man complete is probably easier than getting these guys complete, just because there's so many more that exist. Probably a 10, 20, 100 times more, who knows. But a basic figure over here using the same kind of arm sculpt, and then looking at it, it's a different arm sculpt. And the fact that it's not exactly the same, it's different, there's no way that Mattel could have done anything to him for it. So they couldn't have taken legal action for it, all that kind of stuff. So that's all out of the way. He's a pretty decent looking guy over here. I'm not sure who's supposed to be the leader, who's supposed to be what. There's really no lore about it, and I think there might be comic books or something packed in, but I don't have those, so I don't really mind. And he comes with this, would you call it a musket? It looks like a shotgun musket kind of thing. Interesting right there with that barrel. I was always confused about this barrel. I thought the barrel was supposed to be straight for accuracy. When it's wide like that, it's kind of, is it like a shotgun? Just put it everywhere. But anyhow, that's his gun. Now, these weapons and accessories can be found in either color, silver or black. And I tried to figure out if there was some sort of a rhyme or reason to it, and it just seems to be all over the place, and you can find them packed, sealed with either color gun from what it appears. So anyway, this is Patch. Let's look at the next one. Next up we have Cutlass, but I should have probably engaged in this discussion earlier, but it's nice. You need to watch the video to learn some stuff. They come with these treasure coins, and I actually thought it'd be like one coin. So here's a Cutlass coin. And then here is, it's hard to even read that. What does that say? Maybe I'll see it in editing. It'll be easier to read. And then we've got this one here. That one says Cutlass also. Cutlass is on the coin. There's a skull. So they all came with a coin. And I was told that they're all randomly packed also. So I guess I don't have every coin. I don't have every figure complete. But this is what my buddy had, and he had it in this chest, which probably doesn't go with the toy line, but it seemed to work, and it seemed to fit. So let's get these out of the way now. Matey, get them out the way. That's the booty. Or you can put the booty back in the back. And here he is, Cutlass. Now he's got a hat that's molded in and it's kind of rubber. He's got the soft rubber head. And then he's got a soft good shirt there. And, well, would you even call that a shirt? I mean, come on, if I wore that, that would be not called a shirt. And it looks like it's torn and tattered at the end. Frayed. Does have a belt molded in and some color to him. Some paint apps with some orangish on the cuffs and the boots, his booty. This one is a little looser than the other ones, so I mean, I guess I praised the construction, and then I had a problem with this one. But he does come with the sword. Now, the sword is shared with one of the other ones. Is it Ribs? Ribs has the sword, and this could be black or silver also, and it's very, very piratey with the whole curved blade and all that kind of stuff. It's curved. It's not supposed to curve like warp. It's curved like that. But anyway, this one is Cutlass. Pretty decent looking figure. He does not have this much trouble standing on the normal shelf. All right, now we got Pegleg, who's got a mono, not a mono brow, but a mono eye. One eye. And his head should move side to side. His arms go up and down. Waist moves, but there's no spring in it. And then the legs are rotating on what appears to be a ball joint. I'm not going to risk it or break it. He does have an open back shirt. I do believe this is how he's supposed to wear it, which makes no sense. That his is like this and theirs, they have open in the front to show their abs, but they have the exact same abs. I mean, none of these dudes do sit-ups or any of that kind of stuff. But they probably don't have a high-carb diet, so that's probably explains it all. Here is his dagger. And with that, it comes in silver or black, and I've seen them in both, which I kind of prefer silver. Like, I kind of think silver makes more sense than, like, who's got a black dagger. And guns, unless you're spray painting it, which, did they have spray paint back in the day with pirates? I don't know. I mean, do pirates even exist in 2025? I mean, the ones that I see, they don't look like this, so... here we go. Here are... Which coin do you want? Can you hold a coin in this open hand? No. That's the slap your mama hand, you know? What's up? Same kind of open hand that He-Man had, except different. Anyway. This one is Pegleg. I think he's kind of cool. A cool one out of all of them. If I were to pick a favorite, I don't know. Because they're all still kind of sort of different. But yet very, very similar because they share the same body. We have Tattoo, who has a scorpion tattoo on his chest. And so they did have to pull out the stencils to create that paint app on there. This one looks really nice, not worn at all. Like it's barely played with. Now his gun is not correct. I don't know where I got this gun from and why. Obviously he won't be able to hold the handle of that. I'll probably put up a picture of what the gun should look like. But it's like a double-barreled sawed-off shotgun. That's kind of what it is. He has molded into the lower leg. So his leg is different. Does share this with Pegleg. If you see Pegleg's over there, has like a frayed lower leg. And this leg here is frayed lower leg. Pegleg has his own Pegleg. And then everything else is kind of the same, shared construction, different head, and all of that. But kind of cool. It does have the soft goods also. But this is where we get into another part of the discussion about this toy line. This will be the last of the good guys, but are pirates really good guys? I mean, pirates are historically and still to today known as being bad guys. It's bad. Pirates are doing illegal stuff and all that kind of stuff. So when we get to the next two, are they bad guys, or are those actually the good guys of the line? All right, next up we've got Ribs. Ribs is a skeleton, and he shares the Cutlass sword. And is he taller than these other? Yeah, he is taller than the rest of them. Adjust the camera. His eyes, it's a really cool effect because they're painted and they're hollowed out deep in there, and that really bright green, neon green, which is kind of what this stuff looks like down here. The neon green just kind of haunts you a little bit. Looks good though, the way they did it. I like it. He has a cape on, but it's not real. It's not real. Is it real? Well, it's a figment of my imagination. It's not real. And then there is some paint on his chest and some paint on his arms, and his teeth are painted. And he does have a waist swivel right here. All the same kind of articulation for the rest of them. But he's a skeleton warrior kind of thing. And people are after these skeleton warriors. They probably don't collect just this line. They collect other things, but the skeleton warrior aspect of the line is what they want. And people, I bet, have armies of this. This is the most, well, between this one and Crossbones are the most expensive of the line, the hardest to get, and definitely hard to get with the original cape, a real cape, and strap, whatever that is. But we're about to see the same exact thing, but red, coming up. All right, next we are going to talk about Crossbones. Or shall I say last we talk about Crossbones. Crossbones, are you a good guy? Do you consider yourself considered? I was a good guy when I was alive, but the pirates set me on fire. Okay, so there you are. Okay, that's what happened. Thanks. He does have this gun, which is the same gun that we see over here with Patch or Patches. So Patch has a silver, his has a black one. It doesn't matter who holds what. It's just that's how they came, and they're the same. So it's the only example I have where the same accessory is in different colors. And then he's got this whatever vinyl covering, and it's not real either. It ain't real. It's not really there. And he's got pretty much the similar same paint apps. Of course, instead of being painted with kind of a ghost white gray, it's got black paint on a red, and I'm sure he's got more of the exact same paint apps going on right here. Yeah, same paint apps on the chest and all that. And let's get this flimsy stuff here. Interesting character. Again, hard to get, very expensive, and to me, nowhere worth what people ask for the prices. So I don't care if I have some something that's not real on them. I mean, Remco was cheap. They reused as much as they could, and they tried to do it as cheap as they could. And I got to tell you this, I have to admire that, because I'm cheap also. Anyway, this one is Crossbones, and he's red. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this look at the 1983 Remco Pirates of the Galaxseas. I'm not into all of the Motu knockoff lines, but I did get a couple of them from a buddy of mine in a trade, and so I figured we should take a look at them, especially since they are preserved so well from his dad. His dad took good care of them. So anyway, let me know if this was fun to learn about. Did you have any of these back in the day? Do you remember them? Because the first I ever heard of them was when we did the trade. So like and subscribe. That Deer Banger out.